The smart Baton Rouge business traveler travels out of Baton Rouge. Why? It's about not having to wake up hours earlier, fight traffic, and stand in long lines. It's also about BTR being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere your business takes you. Smart. So for your business, if it's about being one step ahead and not dead on your feet, then it's about time you flew BTR. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
Oh, that's right. Welcome to Inside the Jaguar Nation. I'm Morgan Beard alongside the Aaron Lee. The Aaron Lee, as always. And hey, we have a special show for you tonight. A big star in the house.
Wait. Chill out, Morgan. Let's not spill the big news that we have.
Okay, I guess I'll start with this then. The NFL draft is here, so let's talk some football, Aaron.
That's right, Morgan. Hey, the NFL draft where dreams come true. These guys have been preparing their entire lives since Pop Warner. So, Morgan, catch us up. What happened this past weekend?
That's right. Well, what I can tell you right now, the NFL draft in Arlington, Texas, there at AT&T Stadium, also known as Jerry World. The next crop of NFL players all gathering either there, their respective homes, or wherever they want to hold those draft parties. What we do know, though, they're all waiting for that phone call that they have been selected to the NFL. Now, for Southern, the last player selected in the NFL draft was back in 2004 when Lenny Williams went to Tampa Bay in the 7th round. And this year, Southern cornerback Danny Johnson, well, he had a good chance to be the next man up. Now, the wait a little longer than expected. Johnson not getting a call until after the draft, but his phone was blowing up right after. And in the end, Johnson deciding to join the Washington Redskins for his next opportunity. And who better to hear from than Danny Johnson himself, stopping by in studio here on Inside the Jaguar Nation to talk to us after the big news. Aaron, take it away with number one over there.
Thanks, Morgan. I'm joined by Danny Johnson, Redskin now. And Danny, just tell me, how does it feel to be a Washington Redskin?
It feels great. Just a sign of relief, just knowing I'm finally going to a team. The waiting game is kind of over, so now it's just all about getting back to work.
All right, what is it about that organization that you like? I have a friend back in Chicago named Jared. Shout out to Jared, who's a big Redskin fan, and I was telling him some things about you and how your play and what you bring into the team. What is it about that organization that you like?
That organization, just have a lot of veterans there, but I just feel like I can go there, just learn from those guys and get some great experience under my belt, and just go in there and try to compete for a roster spot. So that's why I chose that organization.
How do you feel about playing potentially next to Josh Norman? He's a good corner, things like that, and possibly playing on the other side or nickel, wherever they have you at, learning from him. What can you get from him to take your game to the next level?
Especially that knowledge that he has from already being there, the past experience that he has. He has some great years there, so I'm just looking forward to going there, just getting to know stuff about the game from him, and just learning how he sees stuff and just incorporating that into my game.
All right, what's next in the process as far as, when do you leave, OTAs, camp, and things like that? What's next in this process?
Next in this process, I'll leave on May 10th to head to rookie mini camp. So getting going with that, just, trying to make sure I stay in shape, and when I get there, making sure that I'm ready to go. All
right, so I know you're from Louisiana. I'm from Chicago, where it's cold. Are you ready for that cold East Coast weather? How you gonna deal with that and wear some extra sleeves under that jersey? Are you ready for that cold weather?
Man, I just gotta adjust, regardless of wherever it is. I never know what I have to play in. So, I get there, I have to make adjustments. Just, I gotta get used to that cold weather. I'm used to the heat, but, it's something new and something I'm ready to adapt to.
Just gonna end on a funny note. So, when you get that contract, guys always go out and treat themselves. Anything you might treat yourself with, like a tiger or a pit bull, or an Escalade or something?
Man, I haven't decided what I want yet, but I'm pretty sure it won't be a pet. I don't have pets, so I haven't decided what it was. I'll see one thing one day and say I want this. The next day is something totally different. So, I'm gonna find something.
Yeah, we're gonna find something. Get something. All right, Morgan, back to you.
Hey, back to me for now. Now, obviously, a lot of teams passing up on Johnson in the draft more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. But that's a decision a lot of these teams are going to come to regret. Isn't that right, Aaron?
It's time for our rant, and this week's rant is about Danny Johnson and the teams that passed up on him. Hey, let's look at his accolades real quick. Morgan, he's a 4-year starter. They call him the interception king. He finished with 17 career picks. In 2017, his touchdowns came from punts, interceptions, and a catch. Hey, we can go back to 2016 where he was named third team by the Associated Press, All-American, first team SWAC, and all these accolades. So we know he can play on the field. And then we don't even have to talk about his character as far as the things he's done in the classroom, raising his son. But hey, the teams that passed up on him, all 32, all 7 rounds, thank the Redskins for taking a chance on him. They're getting a great player. I'm sure he's gonna find a way in the NFL to make a team and be successful. And I'm wishing him all the best. Morgan, what you got for me?
Hey, I don't know how to follow that one up there, Aaron, but that's why we'll roll this human jukebox. You know, they're always a tough act to follow as well. But Aaron, more from Danny Johnson. Hope he sticks around in the studio for us. But later in the show, a big rivalry on that softball diamond. We're talking Southern versus Grambling.
Yeah, that's right, Morgan. I got more with Danny Johnson over here coming up next on the show.
You're watching Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm, with Brian Holland, Morgan Beard, Ashley Lyotis, and Aaron Lee.
That's right, welcome back. Okay, so it's Performer of the Week time. And Aaron, you spent the weekend with Danny. You got a chance to meet his friends and family, and you were there day 2 of the draft and got to speak with him after. Now, he didn't hear his name called. Despite the bad news, though, high character guy, so naturally, he gets our Performer of the Week.
I'm not disappointed at all. I just feel like, you know, it's still time left, and whoever takes me, they're just going to get a good player whenever my name is called. Now it's just like a waiting game, you know. Whenever my name is called, I know I'm going to be ready. So, you know, just whenever that time comes for me to go, you know, it's all in God's plan. I'll be ready when the time comes. Oh, yeah, there's just fuel to the fire. So, you know, whenever I get back on the field, you know, I'll show why I was worthy of either one of those rounds. So I'll be ready to go. I just want to tell them thank you for the support. At the end of the day, it's not over yet. So, you know, we still got tomorrow, and when my name is called, you know, I'll be ready. I know they'll be cheering for me.
That was before the draft ended, but they're still cheering for Danny no matter what. He didn't hear his name within the first 7 rounds of the draft, but that's just more fuel to the fire, right, Aaron?
Not hearing your name called. I know every guy wants to hear his name called, and like you said, it worked out for the best. But let's take it back as far as the emotions not hearing your name called. You know, what did that do for you? Did it fuel the fire? Are you going to take that chip with you to D.C.?
Yeah, most definitely I'll take that chip with me to D.C. You know, just, you know, being there, not hearing my name called, you know, it definitely adds, you know, fuel to the fire and just makes you want to prove everything, you know, prove yourself to everyone again. And, you know, I just feel like just being at Southern, I always had to prove myself, so I feel like it's nothing new. So I just feel like I'm going to take the advantage of the opportunity and go there and prove myself and show them that I belong. So, you know, it's nothing I'm not comfortable with. I've been in that situation before by choosing Southern, and I always heard it. But, you know, from here on out, I'm just going to show them that, you know, I belong, and I'm going to play with that chip on my shoulder, and they're going to see, you know, why I say I belong here.
Let's talk about having that family support there throughout the draft process, even at the watch parties and things like that. You invited me in. I got to spend, you know, a good weekend with your friends and family. Just having them there, what did that mean to you, just having that support throughout this entire ordeal?
That support is big. You know, man, that's a frustrating process, a long process. Just think about it. You know, I've been going since January 1st, just out in Florida, training, Senior Bowl, Combine, back to training. And, you know, just getting back home and just waiting pro day and finally getting to the draft. And, you know, just your family supporting you through it all. You know, it's tiring. Sometimes you want to just give up, but, you know, if it's something you really want, just stick with it. And I just feel like having that support from everyone kept me focused, you know, kept me eager to work and just want to make everyone proud. And I feel like, you know, regardless of if I didn't hear my name called, just the opportunity to go to a team, you know, a lot of guys didn't even get the opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it. I want to thank Jaguar Nation for everything, all the support, all the love, all the congratulations texts, everything. You know, everyone that's been following me, following my story. You know, I promise that I won't let y'all down, and I'm going to continue to work hard, continue to be the same person I was at Southern University. And again, I just want to thank y'all for all the love and support.
All right, Danny Johnson, Washington Redskin. Look, I just want to wish you good luck, man. Give you a word of advice. Look, I wasn't a first-round draft pick in my profession. I outwork people. So go to D.C., go to work on them, make us proud. Danny Johnson, guys.
Good stuff there, Aaron. Hey, the Human Jukebox, their first-round draft pick, though, if you're talking about bands, can't doubt that one. But, Aaron, hey, We're glad you're with us here anyway, baby. I wasn't a first-round draft pick either. But hey, time for another break. Southern honoring their student athletes on the Bluff this past week. And of course, Danny Johnson was there for that one as well.
That's right, but Morgan, up first, we hit the diamond to talk a little baseball and see how the Jaguars did against Prairie View. We'll be right back.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome back, Aaron Lee over there. Actually, Morgan Beard right here. I almost got this mixed up somehow.
Just a little bit.
Major props, though. Danny Johnson coming here and giving us the first exclusive one-on-one after the news of him going to the Washington Redskins. You did the interview. You spent time with him over the weekend. What was the experience like? And I guess the lasting image for this weekend for you?
Look, it was a great experience. Shout out to his family, his friends, his grandmother, his son spoke with me Friday. So it felt like home.
Yeah.
They fed me some good food over there. You know,
about to say.
of course, we had some chicken.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience. He was the first player that I got to cover when I came down to Louisiana from Chicago. So it's just been a long process, and I was just honored to be there throughout the draft process and the whole weekend with him. I told him I will take him to a store to show him how to get the proper coat for the weather he's about to endure up there in D.C.
I think he'll be taking you to the stores now with what he's going to be cashing in on.
Yeah,
soon.
it's on you, Danny.
Yeah,
it's on you.
that's right. Hey, but yeah, you're right, though. You were there from the start. Remember that story you did talking about him, his kid, and his motivation going into this year? So kind of comes full circle, and you're part of the Jaguar Nation now. I think it's safe to say that.
Oh, I'm all Jaguar Nation, dude.
And hey, so who else better to ask than what's coming up on the Bluff, man? We got the draft behind us now. What's coming up on the Bluff as far as the schedule?
All right, let's take a look at it, Morgan. We got baseball, only baseball left in this spring. Hey, we got the Jaguars finishing up the season Saturday, May 5th, Jackson State at 3 p.m. And then Sunday, May 6th versus Jackson State at 1 p.m. And then softball regular season is over. We're going to get to those highlights just a bit, but hey, they got the SWAC tournament coming up in softball. Now let's look at how softball did this weekend versus their last series with Prairie View. Game 1, baseball won that one. Baseball won that one 13-3. Big win because they've been struggling. I know Coach Jackson is happy about that one. Let's look at game 2. This one fell a little bit to the Jaguars as far as they lost this one 6-4. So that's not good. But Morgan, give us some great news for Game 3.
Let's roll that beautiful beam footage here. Let's get to the highlights. Game 3 here between Prairie View and Southern. And we start in the bottom of the 8th. It's a 2-run game. Southern's down, but 2 on, though, for Southern's Jacob Jouet. He singles, and that means a run is coming on around, and they cut that deficit 6-5. Southern's still down, though. But here in the bottom of the 9th, they are down 2, and Southern taking that sack fly, and, of course, they're going to tag up, make it an 8-7 game. They're down just 1. The Jags trying to make this comeback happen, but Cortland Semino, he hits into a double play there. Nice play on the defensive end for Prairie View, and that is it. That's how the game ends. Final 8-7 Prairie View.
All right, now let's get to that softball against an in-state rival, Grambling. Look, it's always crazy when they play Grambling. And the Jaguars pulled this one off with an 8-6 win and that game 1 of the first doubleheader. And now let's move on to game 2. This one came down to the wire with the Jaguars falling to those Tigers 5-4. But hey, let's look at game 3. Morgan, tell us what we got.
Hey, well, we have a trend here. Close games, and it's the softball diamond we are sticking to. We got the highlights to back it up this time, and Grambling Southern hooking up for the last time. Game 3 of this series, last time they're playing in 2018. As you can see by these highlights right here, a pitcher's duel from start to finish. This one remaining scoreless until the top of the 8th, and that's when Southern got on the board after an RBI double. And then that double that you'll see coming up in just a second would be the difference. Southern wins 1-0. I didn't lie when I said it was a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, you got the human jukebox as always, and I got to shout out the softball team. Good luck with the SWAC tournament coming up. But hey, coming up on the show right now, we have
Pew action here.
a little rumor.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what is it, Aaron?
Big news?
I guess we're going to talk about it when we come back.
We'll take it later in the show.
When we do come back, Southern honoring those student athletes. We talked about that little banquet they do. Put on your Sunday best there. Everyone looking good for the banquet. We're talking that and more next on Inside the Jaguar Nation.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
Welcome back to Inside the Jaguar Nation. I'm Aaron Lee alongside Morgan Beard. And as the season near its close, we focus on athletics. And this past week, Southern hosted its athletics banquet, Morgan.
Yeah, I always kind of compare it to, it's not just for seniors, but on senior day of any given sport, they always like to kind of walk people up and give them their send-off. But here for Southern, it's like that, but we're taking it up another notch. It's the spring student athlete banquet where they really get a chance to shine in front of that Southern community. Tell us more about it, Aaron.
All right, this past weekend, Southern University hosted its first all-sports athletic banquet over on the Bluff. Coaches and players got dressed up to celebrate student athletics and academic achievements. The banquet consisted of a delicious meal followed by the award ceremony. But the big moment of the night was a special presentation for 2 senior softball student athletes who will miss graduation because of the SWAC tournament. So Southern decided to give Kiara Shuttles and Jermani Greer that chance to walk across that stage and receive their diplomas.
I meant everything because, like Coach Banks said, it is about us graduating first and then our athletics. We are student athletes. So for them to be able to give it to us before we go to SWAC while we're playing meant a lot because it meant that they're still thinking about us even when we're on the road.
It meant a lot for them to think about us and the fact that we're, probably going to miss graduation. And it also meant a lot that Mr. Scott, aka my uncle, was able to hand it to me.
Great stuff, but as always, the human jukebox gets low here on Inside the Jaguar Nation, Morgan. Hey, coming up next, we got some big news. There might be 2 new basketball coaches over on the Bluff. Morgan, we'll have those details next.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
Hey, welcome back to Inside the Jaguar Nation. Morgan Beard, Aaron Lee, and we're getting right to it. No sugarcoating this one. Some major potential news on the Bluff this week, right, Aaron?
Big news, as a head coach of 18 years, possibly will be on the move.
Yeah.
We're talking about women's basketball head coach Sandy Pugh.
That's right. According to sources connected with you, Aaron Lee.
That's right.
You heard it right here on Fox 44. Southern women's basketball head coach Sandy Pugh has been in talks with Prairie View for their women's basketball head coaching opening. Currently, Southern hasn't received a resignation letter and nothing is official, but Southern Athletics Director Roman Banks confirmed to Aaron Lee that permission was granted to Prairie View to pursue Pugh. So quickly, we have 30 seconds left in the show. This will rock the entire state of basketball over there, right, Aaron?
Yeah, you got Coach Sean Woods for the men's coming in and potentially a new head coach for the women's, but nothing is official yet, so we're not going to push the envelope. We're just going to wait and see and let her make that decision.
That's right. We're going to pump those brakes on that one for now. And of course, if anything does break, you'll probably be the one.
I got it.
To
Jags
tell us
Insider.
how it is. Hey, another show in the books.
Good show, man.
Good stuff. Props to Danny Johnson going to the Redskins. For Aaron Lee, I'm Morgan Beard. We will see you next time right here on Inside the Jaguar Nation.